Yeah, I've been on the fence sort of with I forget her name. It's Simone, right? The Olympian that dropped out
Oh,
because of
Simone
it.
Biles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so because my initial reaction was when I saw it, my initial reaction was you're an athlete, you've put yourself out there. This is going to be a stressful situation. Yeah, the world is
Yeah.
watching it. Like you should know this. And the other thing, the thing that also popped up is you took someone's spot. Like someone was training their entire life to be where you are, and then you just dropped out, and that person. So I was kind of thinking in that route as well. But as I've been reading and various folks, I'm just kind of like, hang on here. And like we gotta be great because I'm seeing people be not being gracious at all. Like even if she's wrong, I don't care. Even if she's wrong, she shouldn't have done it. Like you gotta be gracious.
Yeah.
Like she made a mistake. Like forgive. And I'm seeing Christians not being very forgiving and not being very gracious. And it's just always ironic
Yeah.
in a situation like that. But
Well, and I've seen people, whether either just lie and not Christians, either lie or just not pay attention to what happened. So I watched the replay last night. I didn't watch it live because it's the middle of the night, but you can hear her tell her teammates, "I've got to do this. I don't want to jeopardize our team being able to win a medal." Like whatever's going on, set that aside. I'll take her at her word that she knew that she didn't have it, right? That whatever
yeah,
they call it, the twisties. You learn these things when something happens, right? Where she couldn't orient herself in the air. Well, one, she could snap her neck, so because the stuff they do is incredible. Two, yeah, yeah, she did undermine or weaken their chance at gold. And they didn't get gold, but her at least one of her stated reasons was if I go out and do this again, we might not even be on the podium at all. So to me,
yeah,
there's a humility in that. Number one, because it's sacrificing somewhat of your own image for the team. Number two, she had to know, or at least probably figure it out. I mean, I would guess she had to know how much criticism she'd come under for
oh
that,
yeah,
right? That people would be all over her like there are. So yeah, I think that's a case.
yeah. And I guess
Yeah.
this takes us back to originally when we spoke about like thinking about yourself rightly, right? If we saw this in the European situation with the soccer competition, and some players didn't take the penalty, and I was for England, and I was like, why are you guys not taking the? Why is this 18-year-old guy
Yeah.
volunteering to take this penalty, and everyone's standing there saying, "Yeah, we're fine with it." I mean, and it could be that some of the guys on the field were like, "Hey, I'm too tired. I don't think I can do this." So it was just kind of out of necessity. It's always easier when we look at these situations, and it is a humble thing to say, "Yeah, I'm one of the best players in the world, but right now, I don't think I'm gonna make this. So I'm gonna leave it to someone else who I think has a better chance."
Yeah.
And it could be the case that she made the humble decision in saying, "Guys, I'm sorry, I don't think this is gonna work, and it's also dangerous. So I don't want to maybe jeopardize the rest of my career. I want to be back for the next Olympics and actually win gold or something like that." And
Yeah, and
it's
we
those
just don't know
nuances.
what's going on in people's mind. That's what like take the penalty kick thing. People jumped all over Grealish right away, and then he's like, "Look,
Yeah,
I wanted to take it, but that was the coach's decision, and this is how they practiced it." And so sometimes, and with Simone too, it's like the culture we're in. It would just jump all over everybody. All these assumptions. We know what's going on. We know your motivations, and that's a lack of humility too, because we don't have a clue. I mean, I teach Christian Miller's book, The Character Gap. I use that in my beginning ethics, intro to ethics class, and there's a discussion in there about motives, right? And it's hard to know if somebody else is virtuous because we don't always know their motives. Well, we don't know I don't know what's going on in Simone
yeah,
Biles' soul and in her mind any more than I knew what was going on in Grealish. Although, as an Arsenal supporter, I was devastated. I wanted England to win, but also was like, oh, Jesus, this better not destroy him because Saka is like one of the brightest players on our
yeah,
team from
yeah,
our
yeah,
academy. But
yeah.
he'll come back. But anyway, yeah, I think that's
Absolutely.
another good example. It can be humility. It could also be pride, right? I think I don't want to be the one to miss the goal. I don't want that to happen to me. We don't know, right?
Yeah,
And so instead of just judging it, we just have to be more comfortable with stuff that we don't know, whether it's doctrines that aren't as clearly taught, that there are plausible interpretations in Scripture, or what's going on in a gymnast or a soccer player's head.